Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today I'm going to be showing how to disassemble a Brembo caliper. So this is a 4-piston off of a Boxster, a Porsche Boxster. And basically what I'm doing is taking it apart because I plan on getting these powder coated and putting it onto my car. But to do so, I need to take apart all the seals, pistons, and all the fittings and get it all cleaned out before it's ready to be powder coated. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do this. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is actually, this still has some fluid in it, but this is the inlet valve right here. So first thing I want to do is actually pop out all the 4 pistons, so that way we can pop them out and take the seals off. So to do so, I got these 2 pieces of wood. It's actually flooring, but it's each one is about 1/2 inch thick, so it's about 1 inch total. And put them in the center just to prevent the pistons from popping all the way out, because if one of these pistons pops all the way out, it loses pressure to the whole caliper and then the other pistons won't come out. So basically just put these in there, and now I got the air blow gun. I have it set at about 25 psi, and then I'll actually be putting this into the inlet and forcing air into the system. One thing I did do on trial and error, I guess, since this does still have fluid in it, it does have a tendency to just pop back out. So be good to put a rag on it just to prevent it from flying all over the place and potentially flying into your face. So as is, just push on the nozzle, and as you can see there, it's the pistons are kind of popping out. I'm just doing it slowly, just to make sure that all 4 pop out. And it looks like I might need to increase the pressure a bit. So now I bumped it up to 30 psi, and hopefully that should do it. Probably don't want to do more than that, just because, the more pressure you put in there, the more tendency it has for stuff to fly out. So it looks like most of them popped out. You should usually hear a popping sound on them. See, this one, the boot actually just came right off. This is just a dust boot, so we can take that off. Doesn't really impact the seal any bit. So now let's just take one of these pieces of wood out and just leave one in there, so it's about a 1/2 inch now, and see what happens. Oh, see, that's what I was talking about, where it makes a popping sound. So this is the one that popped out completely. So as you can see, that one popped out completely. The whole point is that you want them all to pop out, I guess, at the same time would be ideal. But if it doesn't happen, just got to try them and keep pushing them. And what I'll probably end up doing is getting a clamp, a bar clamp, to hold these in place, at least for a little bit. So what I want to do is just push it back in just slightly, just to get that seal again, but not all the way in, because then you're going to have to push it out again. So let me try this again and see if I can get some of the other ones to pop out. Let me get the clamp, and I'll just clamp this guy in to hold it in place, at least for right now. And see if these other ones, this side will pop out. Whoa. Actually, as you can see, they kind of pop out with some force, so you definitely got to be careful with them. So let me just put this guy back in. And just enough pop out. Okay, then pop that guy in. I'll take that out. So I know these 2 release fairly easily, so I'll let the other 2 pop out. I'm going to clamp those guys down. Put this in there just to block it from flying out. And then it should cover, should at least hold them in place at least a little bit. Alright, so there's this third one popped out. Take the dust boot off of this. Put this guy in there. So I got these from a salvage, so as you can see, that's how they are in the state that they are. But since I'm going to powder coat them, not really too concerned with their appearance right now, since it's going to be they're going to be coated. So now we're just going to try to get this guy out here. Let's see if we try this again. Here. So these guys are pretty much out. This is one that I really wanted to take out just because it's the last one and tend to be the hardest ones. There goes something not as thin as this. Let me see if I can find another piece of wood that's kind of in between. Alright, so I found these spacer blocks. They're actually used for installing wood floor to give you a space on the outside for expansion. But anyways, there's just little spacer blocks, and basically just got a bunch of these, put them together, and just going to fit them in here since they're small enough, and it gives me the ability to change the thickness of it. So since I've been having problems with this one, I'm just going to clamp this guy down. I just want that one to pop out just to break it free from the seal, and then I can go ahead and do all of them at the same time. So I'm going to put one of these in here just to kind of hold it in place as well. Actually, you know what? Let's just do that. That doesn't fit in there, so let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. So as you can see, it popped out. Like I said, I bumped it up to 30 psi, but definitely start low and then work your way up, because you don't want these things flying out. So we got this boot in here. This one's being kind of tricky. It's kind of stuck in there. You can also get a screwdriver and pop it out. Or actually, I'm using this right here, this little pick. Try to pick it out a bit, see if it works. Don't really care if these get damaged, since I'm going to replace them. I believe the boots and the seals inside are all part of a kit. Turn around this way so you can see what's going on. Oh, there it goes. Just pops out. Just one thing to do is be careful with the inside of this, because this is the surface where the pistons are, and you don't want to mess that up, because that'll definitely cause some issues, and basically you'll have a caliper that's useless to you at that point. So what I'm going to do is actually put this piston back in, and just enough to get the sealing. Once you push it in, you can feel it once it grabs, and just leave it at that. So these guys are pretty much released. As you can see here, I got 4 of these guys put together. Now what I want to say, this is probably about a ½ an inch, maybe a little bit less. And just put that guy in there. Now what I want to do is actually try to accomplish the same thing with this other side by using another set of spacers. So definitely be careful with this because they are going to fly out. You can see that one clamped. Okay. You can see that already. This one already popped out. So let me pry that guy back in there. And let's try it again. Yeah, I think so. This one, the one that's popping out the easiest. So let's try to do this clamp. So you're just gonna have to work back and forth, you know, loosening all the calipers or all the pistons until they're all loose to the point where you can start removing them. So that one popped out. So this guy's not budging at all. There you go. Oh, you got to do that one again. So since these guys are right at the edge, just hold them like that. Don't clamp them down. You know, just put the forceps on the clamp itself, and that should be enough. Okay. It looks like it's sealed up. Hopefully this will do it. Now just need to loosen that guy up. Hopefully that should loosen all of them. Okay. It looks like all of them are fairly loose, I hope. So we got one here, got two here. Let's flip this guy around. 3 and 4. Cool. Alright, so see here, you can see the sizes. You got 2 big ones and 2 small ones. I forgot what they actually call it, but it's basically to improve on braking to where the smaller piston grabs first, then the larger piston grabs afterwards, and I guess it gives it a better, gives you better braking performance. From what I've seen, the Brembos do this. I'm pretty sure the other manufacturers do something similar. So right now I've taken off the pistons. Now I'm going to actually go in there and get the seals out. Don't know how much light is in there, so let me try to turn on the light and see what kind of view you can get in there. So let me bring this up here. So I don't know if you can see, there's a little black ring on the inside of each piston. That's the actual seal. So what I'm going to do is just get that little pick I had earlier to take it out. What kind of light this is giving you guys. Let me try to readjust the lighting to help see this. Alright, so readjust the lighting real quick just to kind of give you a better view of what's going on. So this is the O-ring right here. And I see that right there and there. So what you got to do is just really carefully kind of pick it up. Like I said, you don't want to scratch the sides of the wall just because this is where the piston slides. So the seal itself is fine because you're going to replace it. So you can see there, just pops out. So it's just like a square O-ring. And take the second one out. And the next one. Flip this around. So I'm actually poking the O-ring with this, just so I can get a positive grip on this. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it just kind of pops once I know that I pierced it. So those are the 4 O-rings. That's basically what seals up the whole caliper assembly, or the piston assemblies. So now we're going to go ahead and remove these, the crossover tube, and then the drain tubes, or the purging tubes, or the purging valves. And for these, you're going to use I believe this is a 10. Yep, this is a 10 for this side, and an 11 for this side. And so let's go this out. That, and they might be a little snug. Just gonna have to kind of force them back. So once these break free, you're good to go. And then we'll just do this one. Let's try this guy. Okay, that. So I'm gonna use a hammer on this guy. These guys are pretty well built by us. That guy's pretty sick, so I may throw some WD-40 on it just to loosen it up. See how this guy works. Yeah, that guy's pretty sick too, so I'm actually going to shoot some WD-40 on these guys, see if that'll loosen up. Give it a bit, and then come back and loosen up this crossover tube. Alright guys, so after a bit of struggling with this guy, I was actually able to get this guy loose on this side. Let's see here, just put some WD-40. This guy was not coming off, or is not, so I decided to just cut this, and then I'll just end up buying the tube to replace it. I know that I'm just using regular box-ended wrench. I know that there's a special wrench that's designed for these, but whoa, as you can see here, it looks like there's some corrosion in here, so I'm gonna have to check that out. And that's probably what's going on with this guy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get an impact and try to see if I can take it out that way. Hopefully it doesn't strip. If it does, then you're gonna see what I'm gonna do with this this caliper. All right, so got my impact driver here. I'm gonna put it in there, and hopefully this will come out pretty easily. There we go. So see, looks like there's, I'm guessing, corrosion, this little white substance here. Don't know if it's maybe from being an aluminum block. I'm guessing maybe these, whatever car this came off of, they never really changed the fluid, since I know brake fluid loves water. So it could be that they had water in the lines and started corroding, I guess, the aluminum inside. But as you can see, got that removed. Just gonna have to replace this because this is trash now. These guys here just come right off since I've already loosened them. Pop off the little dust caps. So I may end up replacing these valves as well, just because if that other side has corrosion, this side probably does too. We'll see when I open these guys up. So depending on your application, since I'm going to be putting these on a VWT one, it's similar. It's the same platform as the Mark 6 Golf, and it's kind of a standard not a standard upgrade, but it's a common upgrade, I guess, to go with these 4-piston Porsche Boxster calipers. So they don't look like corroded, so may end up reusing them. I guess I'll do some research on whether or not you should get these replaced when you take them off, or if you can reuse them. And yeah, this guy looks like there might be some corrosion on here. We'll see. So looks like caliper is completely disassembled now. So you can see here, there's caliper. Here's the 4 pistons, the 2 bleed valves, the crossover tube, which I got to replace now, the 4 dust caps, and the 4 O-rings. So that's pretty much how you disassemble this caliper. I think pretty much any multi-piston caliper, or even a single piston caliper, has similar disassembly, mainly with the taking apart the pistons. Obviously with single piston you're not going to have the crossover tube and just a single bleed versus a double. So once I get this done, get it cleaned up, powder coated, I'll probably make another video on assembling everything back together. Pretty much it's the same thing, just in the reverse order. Once I get all this stuff cleaned up. Alright, thanks for watching, guys, and hit the like button if you like these videos. Hopefully you plan to put some more up soon. Alright, thanks.